Did you know that your morning routine, those first 30 minutes after you wake up, could silently increase your risk of stroke, especially if you're over 65? Every single morning, millions of older adults begin their day with habits that seem harmless, but may actually be putting their brain and heart in danger without realizing it. Stroke is the second leading cause of death worldwide and the number one cause of long-term disability in people over 60. But what most seniors don't know is that strokes tend to happen most often in the early morning hours, right after waking, when the body is at its most vulnerable. The danger isn't just aging, it's what you do in those first few minutes. Whether it's skipping breakfast, drinking coffee too soon, or rushing out of bed, these small automatic actions can trigger a cascade of problems in your circulation, blood pressure, and brain function. In this video, we're going to reveal 5 common morning habits that significantly increase your stroke risk, especially after age 60. And the number one habit? It's something almost everyone does without thinking. If you're over 65, pay close attention. This could be the most important 5 minutes you spend today. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Getting out of bed too fast. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, your body is still in transition from deep rest to gentle wakefulness. For people over 60, this moment is not just routine, it's critical. Overnight, your heart rate slows, your blood vessels narrow slightly, and your blood pressure stabilizes at a resting level. But the moment you sit or stand up too quickly, everything changes in a flash. Gravity pulls blood toward your legs, and your brain, already working with a slower response time due to age-related vascular stiffness, is left temporarily undersupplied with oxygen-rich blood. This sudden change can trigger what's known as orthostatic hypotension, a rapid drop in blood pressure when standing. It might start with dizziness, lightheadedness, or a momentary blackout. But for seniors, especially those with high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, or hardening of the arteries, this can be a gateway to stroke. When blood flow to the brain becomes unstable, even for a few seconds, it raises the risk of clots forming or existing plaques breaking loose. You might not even realize it's happening. A brief stumble, a foggy thought, a missed step on the rug. These aren't just senior moments. They're signals, your body warning you it's being pushed too fast, too soon. Instead, give your heart and brain a chance to catch up. Upon waking, stay lying down for a minute. Take slow, deep breaths. Then gently sit up and let your feet dangle over the bed for 30 seconds. Feel the floor beneath you before standing. In less than 2 minutes, you create a safe passage for your blood pressure to adjust and your brain to receive what it needs most: oxygen. It's a quiet act of self-respect and a silent shield against tragedy. And speaking of quiet threats, there's another seemingly harmless morning habit that could silently dry out your brain and thicken your blood before breakfast. You probably do it every single day before drinking a single drop of water. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Drinking coffee or tea before water. It's a ritual as old as memory, waking up and reaching straight for that comforting cup of coffee or tea. The aroma, the warmth, the sense of normalcy. But for those over 60, this deeply ingrained habit may be quietly working against your brain, your heart, and your circulation in the hours you're most vulnerable. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, Your body enters a subtle but serious state of dehydration. You've lost fluids through breathing and sweat, and your blood has become slightly thicker, like a river running low. What your organs desperately need is hydration. But when you sip coffee or tea before giving your body pure water, you're doing the opposite of what your brain and heart are asking for. Caffeine, especially on an empty and dehydrated system, acts as a diuretic. It pushes more water out of your cells, intensifies the thickness of your blood, and gives your already strained heart more work to do. As your blood thickens and your vessels tighten, it sets the stage for clots to form or for fragile vessels in the brain to rupture. For seniors, many of whom are already dealing with high blood pressure or hardening arteries, this is a hidden storm waiting to strike. Worse still, caffeine spikes your blood pressure when it's already naturally elevated in the early morning hours. This double impact, dehydration plus pressure, creates the perfect conditions for a stroke or mini stroke to occur before you've even eaten breakfast. But this story doesn't have to end that way. The solution is simple, gentle, and life-saving. Begin your morning with a full glass of room temperature water. Let your cells awaken. Let your blood flow ease into its rhythm. Add a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of mineral-rich salt if you'd like. Then, only after 15 to 20 minutes, enjoy your tea or coffee as a second step, not the first. Your brain will be sharper, your energy steadier, and your heart will thank you in quiet ways that matter most. And while your body needs water first thing, there's something else it needs even more urgently. A natural instinct you've probably been ignoring the moment you wake up, and it's putting pressure where you least expect it. 3. Holding urine. First thing in the morning. It sounds harmless, even reasonable. You wake up and decide to lie still for a little longer. Maybe wait until you're more fully awake before heading to the bathroom. But for adults over 60, delaying that first trip to urinate isn't just uncomfortable. It may actually be dangerous and far more harmful to your brain and heart than most people realize. As we age, our bladder loses some of its elasticity. Overnight, as it fills, pressure builds. When we ignore that morning urge, the bladder doesn't just quietly hold, it sends stress signals throughout the body. This stress response causes a rapid increase in blood pressure as your nervous system kicks into high gear trying to manage the internal strain. It's like forcing your heart to work overtime before it's even had a proper warm-up. That sudden surge in blood pressure, especially in the delicate morning hours when the cardiovascular system is already transitioning from sleep, can be the trigger for a stroke, a heart rhythm disturbance, or even a fainting spell. For those already dealing with hypertension or atherosclerosis, it's a risky game. And that's only the beginning. Repeatedly holding urine in the morning may also lead to a weakening of bladder muscles, greater risk of urinary tract infections, and long-term kidney strain. What feels like a small decision, waiting just 5 or 10 more minutes, can quietly lay the groundwork for serious complications down the line. Your body speaks in whispers, especially in the morning. When it tells you it's time to release, listen. Rising slowly and walking to the bathroom right away not only eases your internal pressure, but helps reset your nervous system, signals your heart to stabilize, and gives your brain a steady start to the day. It's a simple act of self-care, done in silence, but with profound results. But once you've relieved that pressure, another morning danger may be waiting. One that seems as innocent as reading the news or checking a message, yet could be flooding your brain with stress before you even stand up. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Checking phone or TV immediately after waking. The moment you wake up is sacred. It's when your brain, heart, and nervous system are trying to recalibrate after hours of stillness. But in our modern world, we often violate that sacred space without even realizing it. Reaching for a phone, turning on the news, or scrolling through messages right after opening your eyes might seem harmless, or even productive. But for those over 60, this habit may be silently putting your brain and heart under enormous stress before you've even gotten out of bed. Here's what really happens. When you wake, your body naturally experiences a morning surge, a rise in blood pressure designed to prepare you for the day. It's a fragile physiological moment. Your arteries are tighter, your blood slightly thicker, and your brain is still shifting from a resting state to alertness. When you immediately expose yourself to digital stimulation, texts, emails, negative news, fast-moving images, your brain responds by releasing cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. That surge of cortisol narrows blood vessels even further and can spike your heart rate, turning that natural morning surge into something dangerously exaggerated. This kind of stress may not feel dramatic. It might just feel like tension in your chest, a racing thought, or a bit of anxiety. But repeated every morning, it compounds. Over time, it contributes to cognitive fatigue, mood instability, memory loss, and yes, even raises your risk of stroke. The brain of a senior citizen doesn't bounce back from stress the way it used to. It absorbs it, stores it, and eventually breaks down under its weight. Instead of flooding your nervous system with information first thing, try something radically simple. Sit in silence, stretch slowly, breathe deeply, or step outside and let natural light touch your skin. Give your mind the same respect you give your body. And speaking of what your body truly needs, there's one more morning habit that's often dismissed, but skipping it may be starving your brain of its most essential fuel. 5. Skipping breakfast or eating too late. For many people over 60, breakfast feels optional. You might tell yourself you're not hungry yet, or that it's just easier to wait a few hours before eating. But what feels like a harmless delay may actually be placing silent, long-term stress on your heart, brain, and entire circulatory system. After a full night of sleep, often 8 to 10 hours, your body wakes up in a mild state of fasting. Your blood sugar is low, your insulin levels are quiet, and your brain is running on the bare minimum of energy. When you skip breakfast or delay it too long, your body has to compensate. It does this by releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, designed to keep you alert in times of scarcity. But this hormonal surge doesn't come without consequences. Cortisol raises your blood pressure, constricts blood vessels, and increases inflammation in the body. Adrenaline makes your heart beat faster and your blood thicker. The combination of these effects in an older adult, especially one with high blood pressure, diabetes, or cardiovascular disease, creates a fertile ground for blood clots, unstable heart rhythms, and even stroke. And all of it can begin simply because your body is running on empty. But the risks don't stop there. A brain without fuel is a brain that begins to fade. You may notice it in subtle ways: forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, or that mental fog that lingers through the morning. These are early signs that your brain isn't receiving the glucose it needs to function optimally. And over time, these small deficits add up. The solution doesn't have to be complicated. Within an hour of waking, give your body something nourishing, something light, simple, and stabilizing. A banana, a few soaked almonds, a slice of whole grain toast with nut butter. It's not about calories, it's about circulation, stability, and brain protection. Because skipping breakfast doesn't save time, it quietly steals vitality. But now that you've fed your body, What about protecting your mind for the years to come? There are hidden morning habits that not only increase stroke risk, but may also speed up memory decline faster than you ever expected. A gentle morning, a stronger life. By the time we reach our 60s, life has already taught us many lessons, some through joy, others through hardship. But one truth remains constant. Our health, especially brain and heart health, is shaped not just by big events, but by small choices made every day. And often, the way we begin our morning sets the tone for how long and how well we live. We've now seen how simple habits like jumping out of bed too quickly, skipping water, delaying that trip to the bathroom, or flooding our brain with screen stress can create the perfect storm inside our aging bodies. These moments may seem minor, but over time, they quietly strain our vessels, spike our blood pressure, thicken our blood, and rob our brains of the stability they need. The good news? It's never too late to change. Our bodies, even in our 60s, 70s, or 80s, are capable of healing, adapting, and protecting us when we treat them with gentleness and respect. So take your time each morning. Rise slowly. Drink water before coffee. Eat something light. Let your mind wake before you face the world. These are not luxuries. They are daily acts of protection, especially for a brain that has carried you through a lifetime. And remember, health is not just the absence of illness, but the quiet presence of balance, rhythm, and care. To every older adult reading this, you are not fragile. You are seasoned, wise, and worthy of mindful care. Your mornings matter. Your routine matters. Your brain still has stories left to hold, names to remember, and moments to cherish. Guard it with the same love you've given others your whole life. Because every morning is a new chance, not just to live longer, but to live better. And now, ask yourself gently, what will you do tomorrow morning to honor the life you've built? These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.